Alright, so this is question 9, part 2. So question 9, part 2 is a bit difficult. Okay, so we are given the equation of a line. So they give us the equation of a line which is equal to, let me double check. Okay, which is equal to x plus 7y plus 13 equal to 0. And they say that this line intersect this circle at two particular points called A and B. So they want us to find the shortest distance from the center of the circle to the line AB. Okay, so first thing first, if you look at this equation of the line right here, so this doesn't really help us much. Okay, so I want to rearrange this to make it into like y equal to mx plus c. Alright, so 7y equal to minus x minus 13. So after doing this, you make your 7y go into 1y. So you just get y divided by 7 left and right hand side, negative 1 over 7x minus 13 over 7. So this is the equation of the line. Okay, after that, so since I want to find the so-called the center of the circle to the shortest distance from the center to the line AB, right? Of course, I need to find what is the center, what is the coordinate of the center of the circle. Alright, so so this is where we need to use our part I answer. So part I answer, you notice that I have gotten my k equal to 2. So now it's time to complete the, so not complete the square, to do the final part of the completing the square. Okay, so this is the x square. So since I have my k value already, right, k equal to 2, so 2 times 2, 4. So I just sub in 2 here, then this is 2 square, right? So this is 4x plus 4, then put a bracket. Okay, of course, this one, the y don't need, right? The y just y square minus 4y plus 4, then put a bracket. So the right hand side will be equal to 5 square, because the right hand side is always equal to r square, which is 25. Okay, so let me just write down the whole thing here. So x square plus 4x plus 4. Okay, bracket. Then the next thing is y squared minus 4y plus 4. Equal to positive 25. Alright, okay, so now the final part of the completing the square is actually to do your quadratic factorization. So when you do your factorization for the first bracket, so you can use the try and error method. So you should get x plus 2 bracket square. Okay, so after that you put a plus sign. So you do it for the second bracket right here. So y squared minus 4y plus 4, right? So this one, careful. So maybe I do the try and error here. So always look at the first term and the last term, third term lah. So y squared you split to y first. Then the third term, 4, right? So you can use 2 times 2. Okay, but you notice one thing is that if you use 2 times 2, which is nothing wrong, so you use y times 2, y times 2, right? So this is 2y plus 2y. So you should get positive 4y. If you compare your 4y here and your second term right here, it's not totally different. The 4y is the same, just that there's a negative sign here and there's a positive sign here. So this is not acceptable. Okay, so we need this to be exactly the same. The sign the same, the alphabet is the same, and the number should be the same also. Okay, so what I should do is, okay, so I look at this thing, right? So 2 times 2 equal to 4. I can also put negative 2 times negative 2 equal to positive 4 also can. Okay, so as long as these two numbers give me positive 4, I'm good to go. So y times negative 2 is minus 2y plus y times negative 2 is minus 2y. Okay, so minus 2y plus negative 2y, you will get minus 4y right here. Okay, so now I did my factorization. You just put a bracket right here. So you should put y minus 2, then put a bracket, y minus 2y. So it's the same bracket. So you just put to the power of 2 equal to positive 25. Okay, so this is the so-called the completed square form. Alright, okay, so by looking at this bracket, right, I can determine the center of circle. So the center of circle, you must ensure that the general form is like this: x minus a bracket square plus y minus b bracket square equal to r square. So this part should be minus, this part should also be minus, such that the center of the circle is a comma b bracket. Okay, so you notice one thing is that here is plus 2, here is minus 2, so the y coordinate of the center of the circle I know is 2 already. Okay, so how do I change the x coordinate like this? So you can put in terms of this. So x minus negative 2 put a bracket square. So now I change my so-called the center of circle to such a format. So the center of circle is minus 2 comma positive 2. Alright, so this is how we get the center of circle. Okay, so let me just write down minus 2 comma positive 2. Okay, so after determining your center of circle, now it's time to determine what is our point A and point B. So that's why I say it's a bit tedious lah. Okay, that's why it's 6 marks lah. So you need to determine, hey, what is my point A and what is my point B. Okay, so now of course I need to use this. I equate into the center of circle. So this is a bit tedious. Alright. Okay, so instead of using this form, maybe I use the so-called the form they give me initially. So the form they give me initially is like this, right? So the equation of circle is x squared plus y squared plus 2kx, right? So I just put 2 times 2x minus 4y minus 17 equal to 0. So I use this form. It's easier to deal with. So x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 4y minus 17 equal to 0. Okay, so because they say this line and the circle intersect, right? So I can equate the so-called this equation right here. So there's an equation. So there's an equation right here, right? I equate this into the equation of circle. Right? So y equal to negative 1 over 7x minus 13 over 7. So this is first equation. Second equation is y equal to 1 over 7x minus 13 over 7. Negative 1 over 7. Negative 1 over 7x minus 13 over 7. Okay, so this is equation 2. Okay, so of course, because I want my equation to be fully in terms of x, right? You look at this. You want to get rid of this, you want to get rid of this. Okay, so since you have y squared, right? So you need to do a bit of your expansion. So equation 2, you square it. Alright? Okay, so you square. So when you square, remember, equation 2, right? The left hand side, you become y squared. But the right hand side, remember to do your expansion. Okay. Because when you square, you need to do your expansion. So it's like this. Okay. So of course, when you do expansion, do a quick one. So you should get 1 over 49 x squared. So this is the first rainbow. Then the second rainbow is plus 13 over 49 x. Okay, then you move on to the third rainbow, plus 13 over 49 x. Okay, last but not least, plus 13 square. So 13 square, you should get roughly 169, right? 169. So 169 over 49. So you do your expansion, you should get something like this, right? So 1 over 49 x squared plus 26 over 49 x plus 169 over 49. So this is y squared. So you sub the whole thing here into this part, into this y squared. Okay, of course, you just sub the y form into this form. Right? So x squared plus okay, x squared plus y squared, right? So now it's become Okay, then you put a bracket. So this whole thing is equal to y square. So after that, let's continue. Plus 4x, right? This one we'll leave it alone. After that, minus 4y. So minus 4y, just sub the y value. I mean the y thing. So minus 4y. So the y is minus this one. 13.7. Okay, then after that, minus 17. So yeah, so it's equal to 17. I just moved the minus 17 to the right hand side. Okay, okay, now it's time to do our manipulation. So this is your x square. So you manipulate lah. So this plus this, right? Then after that, yeah, so these two things I can add together. You should get 1,149 x squared. Okay, then after that, okay, so for the purple bracket, you notice that there's a minus sign. So this one need to be careful when you expand inside. So this will give you, so this will, okay, so this will give you plus 4 over 7x plus 4 times 13, 52 over 7. Okay, so this is from here onwards. Okay. Okay, so let's continue with our manipulation. Okay, so this 26 over 49x plus 4x, okay, plus 4 over 7x. Let's see what I get. Okay, so you should get roughly plus 5549 x. Okay, so now what I'm left with is the constant, right? The so-called number, 16949. Then here is 52 over 7. Okay, so maybe you can move it to the, okay, before I move it to the right hand side, I just add first plus. So you should get roughly 10,4,349 equal to 17. Okay, then after that, okay, so now, wow, it's a bit tedious. Okay, so now you multiply 49 because you notice there's a lot of fraction, so you multiply 49 throughout. So later I'm going to do my so-called my quadratic factorization. So 49 you multiply throughout, you should get okay, 50 x squared okay plus, so 5 so this one, the second term is 250 x plus 533 equal to 17 times 49, you should get 833. Okay, so you move everything to the left hand side, you should get 50 x squared plus 250x. So 833, you move it to the left hand side, become minus 833. So plus 533 minus 833, you should get minus 300. Okay, then after that you simplify first because the number too big already. Too big, of course, is more difficult to factorize. So you divide by 50 throughout. So you divide by 50. Okay, so this is x squared plus 5x minus 6 equal to 0. So this one is easier to do your factorization. So of course I do a quick one. So this one is x plus 6 bracket x minus 1 bracket equal to 0. So you have two values, right? So x equal to positive 1 or x equal to negative 6. So what's the positive 1 and negative 6? Very simple. Let's go back to the diagram that I just draw. Okay, where's the diagram? Okay, so I draw this diagram, right? Okay, so just now I put them all I put the equation of the line and the circle together. So what is the purpose of doing that? Is actually to determine what is this coordinate and what is this coordinate. Alright, of course, I only find the x value only. Okay, so the 2x value is 1 and negative 6, right? So 1 belongs to this point. So 1 belongs to this point, then negative 6 belongs to this point. It's a bit arbitrary lah. I just anyhow choose one. Okay, so after determining your x coordinate, it's time to determine your y coordinate. So y coordinate, you simply just need to sub this value into this equation right here. So this is equation 2, right? So because this line right here passes through these 2 points, so I can sub. So this one you sub 1 here. Okay, so you should get y is equal to minus 1 over 7 minus 13 over 7. You should get minus 14 over 7, which is minus 2. So this is the value, minus 2 here. Okay, I do it for point B. So point B, the x coordinate is minus 6, right? So minus 6, same thing, you sub accordingly. So minus 6, you sub into this. Okay, so maybe I put here y equal to minus 1 over 7 minus 6 bracket minus 13 over 7. So for this, you should get roughly 6 over 7 minus 13 over 7, right? So minus 7 over 7, which is minus 1. Okay, so now I've gotten the point A and point B respectively. Okay, so my point A is 1, negative 2. Point B is negative 6, comma, negative 1. So I want to find the shortest distance, right? So the shortest distance, remember, shortest distance is always perpendicular. So example, right, if I draw this point. So this length is what we call the shortest length or shortest distance. And in order to be the shortest distance, these two lines must be perpendicular. Okay, beside that, you must know one of the very important property about the circles is that this AB is what we call a chord. Then the bisector of this chord will always pass through the center of the circle. Okay, so this one you can refer to the video which I did earlier. So okay, so this part, this portion is the midpoint between A and B. Okay, so there's a reason why I want to find A and B, because I want to find what is this particular point right here. Alright, okay, so this point you just use the x1 plus x2 divided by 2, right? So the midpoint of AB is 1 plus negative 6, negative 5, negative 5 divided by 2, negative 2.5, comma. Okay, so now we go to the y. So negative 2 plus negative 1, negative 3. Negative 3 divided by 2 is negative 1.5. So that is the midpoint. Alright, so after knowing your midpoint, now I can calculate the distance already. Okay, so I just use this coordinate and this coordinate. Then I'm done already. Alright, so now let me just write down. Okay, so the midpoint, the distance equation is like this, right? So you put a very big square root, then you use x1 minus x2 bracket square. Then after that you put plus y1 minus y2 bracket square. Okay, so of course, let me just draw a very simple diagram. So this is the midpoint, right? So the midpoint is 0.5. Is it 2.5 or 0.5? Let me just double check. Okay, negative 2.5, negative 1.5. So that is the midpoint. And the midpoint, you calculate what is the center. The center is, if I'm not wrong, is 2, 2, right? Negative 2, 2. Okay, now then you just find what is the distance between them. Okay, so of course, to make things easier to see, I put x1 here, y1 here, x2 here, y2 here. Then you submit accordingly. So this one is equal to square root. So x1, negative 2.5 minus negative 2. So negative 2.5 minus negative 2, right, is plus 2, which is negative 0.5 bracket square. Then you move on to the y counterpart. So y1 is negative 1.5 minus y2. So minus 1.5 minus 2 minus 3.5. bracket square. So you calculate accordingly. So 0.5 square plus 3.5 square. So it's 12.5. You notice I didn't say bracket negative 3.5 bracket square because I know that the square will be after you square the negative, will be positive already. So you should get roughly square root 12.5, or you can put in terms of 3.54. Okay, so this is 3SF units. Of course, to put things in a more beautiful form, you can put in this form. So square root 12.5, right? Okay, so this one is a bit of cert already. So okay, when you use the cert, so maybe you can use 4 times 3.5, because 4 times 3.5, sorry, not 4 times 3.5, sorry. Maybe I use 3.5. Okay, maybe I just leave it in this form. Okay, square root 12 half. Right, so the answer for this is actually